Hello, everyone, and welcome into Surf Performance Yoga. My name is Hunter, and today's class we're going to be focusing on turns and rotations. So before we get started, let's take a nice comfortable seat. Just start to feel into the body, feel into the breath as I go over some of the more logistical things for the class here real quick. It's a 60-minute class. There is a music playlist link either in the description or in the link that was sent to you via email. So if you want to use music, feel free to use that playlist. If you have your own, absolutely go for that. And if you don't want to use any music, then that's perfectly fine as well. So go ahead, find that nice, comfortable seat. Let's just feel into the breath, feel into the body, start to get comfortable, work out any kinks that you might have. For the breath today, we'll just do Ujjayi breath, focusing on uh, a whisper sound with the mouth closed. So it's kind of like you're fogging up a piece of glass in front of your face, but with the mouth closed, should be slightly audible to you and maybe someone who would be practicing next to you. Also, try to find an evenness in the breath. So we like to work with same length inhales, same length exhales. So if you have a rhythm, do find that now. This class, we might need a block. So if you do have something handy, something that can just extend the floor a little bit closer to you, or a yoga block, we might need that at some point as well. So if you need to go grab something, do that at this time. And honor your body today. Yoga is a practice about awareness. Sometimes your body isn't as flexible as it was the day before or the week before. So if that's happening to you, just honor it. If you are feeling more flexible today, maybe go a little bit more towards your edge. Maybe if you're not, maybe back off a little bit more. So honor your body, honor your breath. If you need to use a block, we can do blocks as well. So just another minute here, settling into the practice, finding the breath. See if you can start that Ujjayi breath, should be barely audible. See if you can find evenness in the breath. And we will begin this class in child's pose. So when you're ready, take away any cushions or blocks that you might be sitting on and just come to child's pose. Starting off here, just a nice, easy, rounded back, feeling into the body. Again, finding that even breath. Child's pose is definitely one of my favorite poses to do after a surf session. There's a lot of spine extension when you're paddling, duck diving, things like that. So a nice, easy child's pose, I feel like really releases the back, gives you a little bit of compression, and also releases the neck. So on your next inhale, just lift the torso up, stay seated on your shins. We'll take the hands out in front and over to the right. Just walk the hands over to the right until you feel comfortable. Again, don't strain here early in class. And then start to walk the hands out, just getting a nice lateral stretch. If you're walking your hands over to the right, you'll feel a nice stretch on the left side of the body and just come down into this side child's pose. And on an inhale, come up, walk the hands over to the other side. you're following with me, you'll be going over to the left side, getting a nice stretch on the lateral side of your right body. And on an inhale, reach the torso back up. This time, stay seated on your shins. We'll do a nice, easy twist here. So don't force anything. Still early in class. Left hand comes to the outer side of the right leg. Right arm comes back behind you. On an inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, rotate to the right, facing the right side of your mat. Every inhale, extend the spine a little bit more. Every exhale, twist maybe a little bit deeper. And on an inhale, come to center. Exhale over to the other side. So right hand to left thigh, left hand behind. Inhale, extend the chest up. And exhale, rotate to the left. And on an inhale, come back to center. Exhale, child's pose. We'll start moving here. Inhale, come up to tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the day. So if you need to do anything here, like pedaling out the feet or shaking out the shoulders, go ahead and do that. On your next inhale, hands to knees, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand up, bring the torso up onto the knees, hands to your back, and exhale, just a nice, easy back bend here. Inhale, come up, sit on the shins, hands reach, and exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come to tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here. At the base of your next exhale, right foot comes forward, step it between the hands, drop the back knee. So we're in a low lunge. On an inhale, bring the hands up. And on an exhale, sink into the front leg. Next inhale, reach the hands up and back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Bring the left foot forward, same thing, other side, drop the back knee, come up into a low lunge. And exhale, sink into the front leg. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come to hands and knees, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, standing up on the shins, bring the torso up, hands to back. Exhale, nice, easy back bend. Inhale, come up, sit on the shins, hands reach. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees, look up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Coming back to a low lunge with the right foot forward. Drop the back knee down. Hands come up on an inhale. Exhale, sink into the front leg. Now this time, stay here. Draw the arms out to the side like cactus arms. Rotate the torso to the right. And then extend the hands out. So we're on a low lunge with the right foot forward and the chest facing to the right. This is the first of our true twisted poses here. This is just a nice, easy pose. So feel into the body, kind of see if there's anything that you need to work on, maybe something stuck, and breathe into that area. Twisting starts from the ground up. Same thing in yoga, same thing in surfing. So we're going to start easy and then work our way towards more complex twists as we go. On your next inhale, bring the hands up and forward. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward, right knee drops back down. Same thing, other side. We're in a low lunge first for a breath. Arms come out wide to cactus, and then we're rotating the torso left and then extending the hands out. So low lunge, left foot forward, torso rotating to the left. On your exhales, maybe see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. Just starting to feel into the twists of the body here. You should feel the breath kind of coming up the body from the right side, sorry, the left side to the right side. And on an inhale, bring the hands up and forward. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Start moving a little bit more here. On your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up in front or out to the side and overhead. And exhale, Tadasana. Hands to side, standing straight up. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, hands reach up, look up and touch. Exhale, fold forward. So Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to go through chaturanga, up dog, then back to downward dog, that's up to you. You can do that for any of these transitions throughout the class. Again, honor your body today. On your next exhale, jump, step, or walk the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, fold forward. Stay here. Heel toe the feet about hips width distance wide. And then just give yourself a nice forward fold here. You can clasp the arms, the hands at the elbows, and just let the body hang over the hips. Torso reaching towards the ground. Hips are extending up. And on an inhale, look up, arch the back. Grab the big toe on both sides with the first two fingers of your hands. Inhale, look up, and exhale, fold forward. See if you can pull the big toe out in front of you to give yourself a little bit more depth in this forward fold. Hips are reaching up and back. And on your next inhale, release that. Hands come underneath the feet. So you're standing on top of the hands, palms face up. Toes should be in the wrist crease. If you have to bend the knees to get here, don't be afraid to bend the knees. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, fold forward. I love this as a wrist stretch. Really just kind of stepping into the creases of your wrists. Gives you a little bit more flexibility there. Really helps with things like paddling, pop-ups. And on an exhale, just release everything down, forward fold. And on your next inhale, come all the way up to standing, hands reach up and touch. And exhale, Tadasana. On your next inhale, hands reach up and touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Again, if you want to go through chaturanga and up dog, up to you. Once you're in downward dog, we're going to pick the right leg up and just direct it towards the back of the room. Heel is nice and flexed. Three-legged dog here. Push the ground away with your hands. Get a nice stretch in the left leg. And on your next inhale, reach that leg out to the side. Turn the torso over to the right. Toes are now facing right instead of down. And we're opening the whole body to the right. And on an exhale, bend the knee, let the foot fall towards the ground behind you. Stay engaged in the left leg as the knee on the right side reaches up and the foot reaches down. On an inhale, bring that foot up and land it next to your other foot, back to downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, left side, left leg reaches, three-legged dog. On an inhale, open the torso over to the left. Toes now point to the left. Long line through the left side of the body. Stay engaged in the right leg. And on an exhale, drop that left foot towards the ground. Knee continues to extend up as the left foot drops to the ground. Stay nice and engaged in the right leg here. And on an inhale, come back to downward facing dog. At the base of your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands come up, reach up and touch. Exhale, hands to the side. Take a couple of breaths here. Has your breath changed? Is it still even? Are you still working with Ujjayi? Just take note of these things. It's okay if none of that is happening at this moment, but try to bring your practice back to it. That's what we're always working on in yoga, is some sort of focus that we're working on. And even if we lose that attention, we lose that focus, we're always going to bring it back. On your next inhale, hands reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arch the back. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach that foot up and back, three-legged dog. And on the exhale, bring the knee to your right elbow. So right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach that foot up and back. Same thing on the exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach that foot up and back. This time, step that foot all the way through. We're coming into a high lunge. On an inhale, reach the hands up. On an exhale, sink into the front leg. Now, same thing we were doing with the low lunges. Cactus arms out to the side. Twist the body to the right, and then extend the arms out. Make sure the back leg is nice and strong and straight. If you need a small bend in it, that's perfectly fine as well. So really getting started with the rotation on this one. I'm going to hold this pose for a little bit. Super important for our rotation and just to get us nice and warm for some of the other ones. On an exhale, everything comes down, come back to downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg forward, right leg stays up and back, coming up into a high crescent lunge on the inhale and exhale, sinking into the front leg. Next, inhale, cactus arms, twist the torso out to the left, and then extend the hands out in each direction. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. So we're working on leg stability here. We're working on hip mobility here. And we're also working on rotation, all things you need for any type of turn that you're going to be doing from bottom turns to top turns and everything beyond that. And on an exhale, hands come down, back to downward facing dog. At the base of your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the hands up, look up and touch. Exhale, hands to your sides, come to standing. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, hands reach up, look up and touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Just realizing I forgot to do the planks on the left side, so we'll do those now. On the inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring that left leg to your left elbow. Inhale, reach that left leg up and back. Exhale, bring left knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach that foot up and back. Exhale, back down to downward facing dog. This time, on your next exhale, bring the right foot forward, drop the back foot. We're coming up into triangle pose, so you want to be about heel to heel, maybe a little bit wider. Left toes are pointing out to the left side of the mat. Hand comes down to shin, to foot, to thigh. And on an exhale, lift the left arm up, rotate the torso over to the left. Push down into the front leg, push through the big toe of the front leg and try to move that right foot back towards your other foot. Make sure your left leg here is nice and engaged, pushing into the left side of that left foot, the left edge of the left foot. Right hand can be wherever it feels nice and comfortable, on the shin, on the foot. Maybe you have to come up a little bit higher, whatever is giving you a nice stretch through the left side and a nice long torso through both sides of the body. Now from triangle, if you need to raise the torso for this, you can do that. If you want to just come straight down into pyramid pose, what I would do is I would heel toe the right foot over to the right, and I would twist the left leg so that the toes are pointed a little bit more towards the front of the mat. So your stance is now a little bit wider, and then the back foot is now facing a little bit more forward and fold over that right leg. Same thing here, pushing into that right big toe, moving the foot back towards the other leg, trying to square the hips towards the front. And on an inhale, bring the torso up. Left hand comes down, right leg, right arm comes up, twisted triangle, Trikonasana, Parivrtta Trikonasana. So left hand can be wherever feels comfortable for you today. Stance should be a little bit wider than it was in regular triangle. As you rotate the chest over to the right, right hand comes up, stacking everything over the right leg. And exhale, everything comes down, back to downward facing dog. Left leg comes forward, same thing, other side. So we're going to start with triangle. We're about heel to heel. Right toes are pointed out to the right. Left hand comes down as the right hand reaches up. Left hand can be wherever it feels comfortable for you here today. Left big toe is pushing the ground away as the heel is sliding back towards the right foot. And the outer edge of your right foot is nice and engaged, which means the whole right leg is engaged as you lean the torso over the left leg. When we're working on rotation, we really need to work into the sides of the body, as that's something that's really going to help us get into our rotation. So we want to work on the lateral mobility, but also rotating. So on your next exhale, hands come to the ground. I would heel toe the left foot over to the left just to give yourself a little bit more than heel to heel alignment. And then you can use that extra space to twist the right foot a little bit more so that the toes are facing a little bit more towards the front of your mat. And then just fold over that left leg, trying to square the hips here. They won't get square, or they won't fully get square, I should say. And that's just the way, that's the direction we're heading, is squaring the hips, even though they might not get to fully square here. And on an inhale, lift the chest, send the right hand down the left leg and open the torso to the left. Parivrtta Trikonasana, twisted triangle, opening the chest over to the left as the right hand comes down. Really using the core on the exhale to open the chest to the left. Retain the length of the torso as well while you're doing that. And exhale everything back to downward facing dog. You can rest here in downward facing dog. You can also get into child's pose. If you want a little bit more action, maybe you've got a lot of energy today, go ahead and take plank or forearm plank. So yogi's choice here, child's pose, stay in downward dog, or plank, forearm plank. And when you're ready, meet me back in downward facing dog. At the base of your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the hands up, look up and touch. Exhale, hands to the side. Some sun salutations here with some things kind of mixed in between. We'll do warrior one in one nice flow, and then we'll work on some things after warrior two. So one flow here, warrior one, on an inhale, sink the hips, chair pose, Utkatasana, hands reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Meet me in downward facing dog. At the base of your next exhale, right foot comes forward, step it through, back foot comes down, toes are angled slightly towards the front of the mat. You're a little bit more space than heel to heel alignment here. And on an inhale, torso comes up, arms come up. Exhale, sink into the front leg. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. The base of your next exhale, left foot comes forward, toes on the back heel to the ground, toes facing slightly forward, and on an inhale, arms come up, torso comes up. Exhale, sink into the front leg. Inhale here, arms come up and back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Base of your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, sink the hips, arms come up. And exhale, hands come up, hands come down to the side. Take a breath here. Next, inhale, chair pose. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. At the base of your next exhale, right foot comes forward. We're setting up for warrior two. So back foot comes flat. You're a little bit wider than heel to heel alignment here. Slowly and controlled windmill that left arm up on an inhale, right arm comes up. And exhale, sink into that front leg. Take a couple of breaths here. You're really trying to pull the legs in. This is really going to strengthen the base that we need for all of these rotations. So strong legs, knee is tracking over the middle toe. You're not bending farther past the ankle. You're keeping a nice bend, but you're not going farther. If you want to go deeper, you can sink the hips deeper and take a wider stance. On an inhale, reach the arm up and back, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle. So the right forearm comes to right thigh, left arm comes up and over. As you sink deeper into the front leg, you're extending the left leg back, really opening up the left side of the body here. Show you this way so you can see the front. Right arm to right thigh, left arm up and over as you open the chest to the left. Now on an exhale, hands come to the ground. We're going to drop the back knee so that we're coming into a low lunge. So in our low lunge, reach the left arm up and then twist on the exhale. Left upper arm comes to right leg outside the thigh. Hands can come to prayer here. Hands can come apart. You can lift the back leg. Whatever your body's telling you to do today. If you'd like to stay here, you can stay here, or you can choose one of the earlier options with the knee down. If you're coming with me, we're going to walk that back foot up to a twisted chair and then an optional side crow to Ekapada Kundanyasana. So this is totally up to you. If you want to stay here with the knee down and the hands at prayer, that's totally fine. If you're coming with me on this journey, go ahead and make sure that that left leg is nice and straight so the knee is up off the ground and the hands are at prayer. On an inhale, look down and start to walk that back foot up. You're putting a lot of weight into the right leg as you lift the left foot up and then bring it in line with the right foot so that you are in twisted chair pose. And stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the hands down outside that right leg and come up into side crow. So in side crow, you're using your arm, your left arm, as kind of like a shelf. And then you're reaching the right leg and the left leg up on top of that shelf. And if you want Ekapada Kundanyasana, just be aware of your surroundings. Both legs extend out. If you don't know how to do Ekapada Kundanyasana, that's perfectly fine. Just stay in side crow or do one of the earlier versions. And everyone come back to twisted chair. Now lean into the right foot. We're going to be taking this back to twisted side lunge. So pick the left foot up off the ground and send it back into your twisted side lunge. Stay here for a breath. And then exhale, hands to ground, downward facing dog. Base of your next exhale, bring the left foot forward, drop the back foot down, coming up into warrior two. Right arm reaches on an inhale, windmill the arms up. And on an exhale, sink into the front leg. So again, we're tracking the feet together. We're building a nice strong base here. The left knee is tracking over the left foot, but not past the ankle. If you want to sink deeper, widen your stance. On an inhale, left arm comes up, reverse warrior. And exhale over to side angle. So right arm comes up, left arm to left thigh. See if you maybe can sink a little bit deeper into that front leg here. Now on your next exhale, bring the hands down, turn the foot, drop the back knee. Come into a low lunge. With the torso up. On an inhale, reach that right arm up. And exhale, right arm to left leg, coming into your twisted lunge. So again, hands can be together, hands can be apart, back leg can be lifted. And if you're coming with me on the journey to side crow and Ekapada Kundanyasana, go ahead and make sure that you are hands together with the back knee lifted, twisted to the left. On an inhale, look down, make sure there's weight in the left foot, put a lot of weight into the left foot so you can pick your right foot up and then meet the right foot with the left foot in side chair, twisted chair. Now, again, if you want side crow or you want Ekapada Kundanyasana, this is totally up to you, or just do one of the earlier versions that we've been doing. So if you're doing side crow, bring the hands down outside the left leg. Use that right arm as a shelf, and you're lifting both legs up onto that shelf. So compress, squeeze everything into the center as you lift the feet up. And if you want Ekapada Kundanyasana, you can extend the legs. If you're extending the legs, extend the chest out in front as well. So just do whatever you're capable of today. Don't try to force anything, just honor your body. If you're feeling that energy, you can do side crow or Ekapada Kundanyasana. And on an exhale, everything comes down. We're going to be back in side chair. So both feet are together, knees are bent, hands at prayer. And then we're going to lean into that left foot as we shoot the right foot back into twisted lunge again. Stay here for a breath. And then exhale everything down. Back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and stay in downward facing dog. You can take a child's pose here, or if you're still feeling more energy, you can go back into plank or plank on the forearms. Just a couple of breaths here. Nice and relaxing. See if you can find the Ujjayi breath. See if you can find evenness in your breath. And when you're ready, meet me back in downward facing dog. We'll do one more sun salutation, the last sun salutation of the day, before one more standing twisting sequence. And then all of the standing work will be complete. So on your next exhale, jump, step, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sink the hips, reach the hands, Utkatasana chair pose. And exhale, hands come up and to the side. Take a breath here. Inhale, reach the hands up, sink the hips into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, arch the back. And back to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. At the base of your next exhale, right foot comes forward. We're coming up into warrior three. So left leg lifts, fingertips can stay down, or they can come to prayer, airplane, or out in front. Up to you, yogi's choice. Left foot is rolling, left inner thigh is rolling up to the ceiling as the left toes point down. Now from warrior three, if your hands aren't down, right hand comes down, open the hips, open the chest to the left hand comes up into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. This pose is working a lot. You've got lateral stability, you've got hip stability, you got balance, you're opening the chest, slightly extended. And on an exhale, come to standing splits, hands come down, left foot comes up, torso folds over the front leg. On an inhale, straighten the back. Left toes pointing down. Make sure that the backside, your hips, if you could, put a cup of tea or a glass of water on your hips, that it would be stable here. Left hand stays down, right hand comes up, twisting to the right. So twisted half moon pose. And exhale, everything comes down, back to downward facing dog. Last standing series, same thing, other side. Base of your next exhale, left leg comes forward, coming up into warrior three. Fingertips can stay down. They can be at prayer, out to the side, or in front. Yogi's choice. Now on an inhale, leave the left hand down, open the body, the hips, the torso, the toes should be pointed all now to the left as the right as the right arm comes up. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana, standing on the left leg, left hand can be down or it can be floating just above the mat. Now on an exhale, hands come down, standing split, right leg reaches up as you fold the torso over the left leg. Hands can be in front. They can be in line with the foot. They can be on the foot. Whatever you did on the first side, just do that again here. Take a breath in. Next breath, left arm reaches up, torso out to the left. So your right hand stays down, your right toes stay pointed down, inner thigh of the right leg rolling up, and your left hand reaches up as you twist the torso to the left. Ardha Chandrasana. Everything that we were doing in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, but now we involve a rotation. Next exhale, everything comes down, back to downward facing dog. You can come down into child's pose. You can stay in downward facing dog or take plank if you have more energy. If you'd like to do crow to headstand, this is your moment. So hands come down. Do take whatever you need here, child's pose, downward dog, whatever your body's feeling. But if you want to come up to crow, hands come down, bend the knees. What you want to do is you want to get the knees up as high as you can onto the upper arms, basically in the armpits here. As you lean over those hands, push into the ground, push the ground away, and then squeeze everything in towards the center. Compress the spine as you push the floor away, the feet come up. And if you want to bring this down into headstand, slowly and carefully, go ahead and bring the crown of your head to the floor and then bring the feet up. So yogi's choice, whatever you want to do here, if you want to get into this inversion and you know how to do that, go ahead and do that now. If you want to stay in your inversion, you can do that. If you're coming out of crow, come back to downward facing dog. And if you're in your inversion and you want to come back through crow, you can come back through crow or just come back however you can, just to downward dog. We'll meet here. And on an inhale, reach the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that foot forward. We're coming into pigeon pose here. So start with the shin parallel to the front of the mat, but if it doesn't end up being there as you come down, that's perfectly fine. You just don't want any strain in the knee. So if your shin's angled a little bit, that's actually where most people are. So just make sure there's no pain in the hip, pain in the knee. You can stay up here, or you can fold over that front leg into pigeon. So everything we worked on today really starts to build that foundation from the torso, the hips, and the legs. So each part of that is important. When we're rotating, we're surfing, we're going to need the whole body. That rotation doesn't come from just one place. So when we're working on these fundamentals, super important to make sure that you are nice and strong in these. You're extending the torso on an inhale, and then you're rotating on that exhale. And come back to downward facing dog, whatever way you'd like to get there that feels comfortable. We'll do the other side with pigeon. So on an inhale, reach the left leg up, and exhale, bring that left leg forward. Again, same thing. You can start with the shin parallel, and as you kind of get more into this posture, it'll probably angle towards the back of your mat. And again, that's perfectly fine. You can stay up on the fingertips or just fold over that front leg. And on an inhale, bring everything back to downward facing dog. Make sure both sides are nice and even. And then find your way to your back. If you want to jump the legs through, you can jump the legs through or just walk the legs through. Find your way to your back. Go ahead and lie down. Come into a happy baby pose. So hands grab the outside of the feet and pull those feet towards the mat. What you really want to focus on here is bringing the sacrum down so that the whole back is in contact with the ground. If you want to bring the heels and the soles of the feet together and laying down butterfly pose, you can do that as well. I love this one for surfing because it really gets into the hips where you're holding onto the board when you're turning with your legs. And then legs come to center. We'll do a nice easy supine twist. So you can rock back and forth and then just let the legs fall over to the right as the chest opens to the left. Nice easy twist here to end the class. We've only got about 5 more minutes, so we'll do the other side and then take a nice Shavasana. See where you can find in these twists since we've been working on them all class. Maybe you find your supine twist is a little bit deeper today. And if not, that's perfectly fine. Just see what you can find in the body as you relax here. Start to let the breath go. Start to let the Ujjayi breath go. And on an inhale, knees come up to center and over to the left or just over to the other side as the torso opens to the right. And on an inhale, bring the knees up, squeeze everything in towards the center. Nice compressed ball as tight as you can get. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, release everything into Shavasana, the final asana of the day. Just relax, let everything go, let the breath go, let the mind go. See if the body is telling you anything here. Just relax as we've got a couple of minutes in Shavasana to close out this practice. And slowly, gently start to deepen the breath. Start to bring some movement into your fingers, your toes, the wrists, the ankles, the arms, the legs, the torso, and the neck. Just bring the body back to life. Go ahead. And when you are ready, if you need to roll to one side, roll to one side. But meet me in a seated pose so we can close out this practice. So lots of rotations today. I hope you find a little bit more space in the body, a little bit more rotation in your turns next time you're out in the water. If you'd like to follow me with one we'll close out the practice, or just hands to prayer silently. If you're following me, inhale. Thank you, yogis. Thank you, surfers. Glad to have you here this week. Hope to see you next week. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me, leave me a comment. Happy to answer those.